Hey guys, it's me Majesty, and welcome back to the next part of my art study series. Today we are finally moving on to a different subject of study. I'm going to be trying to color using Grayscale. For this particular video, I tried to color the sketch using only gray values at the start. So let's see how it goes. Starting out with my sketch already prepared, I decided to go with Kakashi Hatake from Naruto because he is my favorite character from that anime, and I thought about how I can make this a little bit more fun for myself, so there we go. I also referenced a picture that had the original color wheel and the color wheel in gray values because while I did have my color palettes off to the side when I choose different colors, it was just easier to use the reference image so I wouldn't have to go back and forth and waste a bunch of time. I found a really good reference that showed the basic color values with its gray hues complementary to it on the right, so I could just use the eyedropper tool to switch between those different gray tones. What I'm using right here is called gradient maps, and any artist out there who is much more professional than me probably already knows what that is, but I'll give a brief description of what it does. So basically, gradient maps, like the way I'm using it here, takes the gray values of your illustration and turns them into colored tones, which you can edit in whatever way that you want. There was a second where my software stopped working, because I guess it takes a lot of processing to do the gradient maps, but luckily it didn't crash, so the file was safe. I turned the dark grays into that dark blue that the leaf ninjas wear while making the light values more or less the same, because I was really mostly just trying to keep his hair the way that it was. Then I simply colored over those light values using a separate layer and setting its blending mode to multiply, which kept the overall tone that I needed. Once I had the color values I wanted, I added some oomph to it by using the color palette from the screenshot I took of Kakashi, eyedropping the darkened shadows to then use on my own illustration. I was trying to imagine a light source while also trying to figure out how shadows would work if that light source were the sun, in this instance, shining down on someone at a steep angle. I believe it turned out really well. while I was filling in some of those shadows, I remembered that when light source shines on something like fabric, there are these moments when the color of the object that the light's bouncing off of, it creates a reflection of that color where you can then see it reflected onto something else. In this illustration, I use small blue solid lines between the airbrush tool and the hardened lines of the shadows to create that effect. In the end, I think it turned out pretty well, so proud of that. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. It's a bit longer than my previous videos have been, but I think this was a fun one. So, yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested, please check out my Patreon to sign up for my art club for only $7 a month and new designs every single month, along with my Etsy shop, where you can buy my designs separately if you don't want to do the whole, mail club thing. I also live stream every Monday from 8:15 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's EST. So please join my streams. I'd love to have you guys there and just hang out and play some games. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, and may God bless you. See ya!